don't get embarrassed or something. That is so much of things have gone. It's not much you can learn from them, and otherwise I'll help you.
Okay, ma'am.
So
Thank you.
yeah. So we have learned something how to find out the length of the member, and you have written the test also. So you will be confident of this one. And now we have to find out the displacement indices. That is, once again I'll draw the diagram, then you will understand. Uh, this is a beam we have learned. Sorry. 6, 8, and 5. 6, 8, and 6 meter, 8 meter, and 5 meter. It is having a UDL on the top. So now initially we have given the numbering as it's a beam. So vertical force is 1, and it will have a rotation. That is, it will have a rotation. Number 2. Then this is 3, and it will have a rotation. The beam can reflect at the support, and it can rotate. So that the rotation, I'll take it as 4, and this is 5. This is 6, 7, and 8. So in that one, the one will, it can't come down, it can't rotate. So 1 is 0, it can't come down. 3 is 0, so this support can't come down. It is 0. And 7, 8, that is, there is no rotation here because it's a fixed support. Fixed support, there is no rotation. So 7 is 0, no rotation, no displacement. So 7 and 8 are 0. That is 1, 3, 5, 7, 8 or is equal to 0. Then we have 6, 2, 4, 2, 4 and 6 is not equal to 0. So this is there, rotation is there. Here the rotation is there, and 6 is rotation is there. So now what you have to give is whatever is not equal to 0, whatever is not equal to 0, you have to give a new number. So because the computer will not know what is 2 and what is 4 and what is 6. So you have to instruct the computer that this will become the 2, 4, 6 will become 2 will become 1. So 4 will become 2, it will become 3. So that it is easy for the computer to work it out. So you have to give a new ID, that is displacement indices. First you have to give the new ID for our that this 2 will become 4, 1, 2 will then this numbering, that is 1 will become. So these are the degree of freedom. Am I correct? 2, 4 is not equal to 0 means degree of freedom. It is not restrained. It is not restrained. It is allowed to rotate. It is allowed to rotate. This end is allowed to rotate. So 2 represents the rotation, 4 represents the rotation, 6 represents rotation. So it is freedom. Freedom is there. That is, it's not restrained. So these things are there. Rotation is there. So after giving this, whatever is not restrained, you have to give a numbering as 1, 2, 3. Then this will become 4. The 1 will become 4. 3 will become 5. 5 will become 6. 7 will become 7, and 8 is there, 8. So can you write the new numbering on the put a column and write the new numbering. That is 2, 4, 6 will become 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, 5, 7, 8 will become 4, 5, 6. That is 3 over. That is 1, 2, 3 for the degrees of freedom. And then this will become 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can you just note it down? If you want to draw the diagram once again and note it down. Then I will explain what is happening, how the computer will know how to make it 2 as 1 and 4 as 2 and 6 as 3. Just to draw the diagram and so that you can understand later. Have you finished? So now we put the title as displacement indices. So Thamari Selvan, did you understand anything? That is a beam. For his sake, I'll explain one thing. The beam, there are different supports. These are the supports we'll consider. These are the three supports we have. It is for just for the sake of Thamari Selvan. So this is a beam. Beam is supported on the column, and if this is a column support, this is a column support. That is, the reinforcement from the beam will be taken to the column. You might have understood. You might have noticed, no, when you are making a concrete beam, the reinforcement from the beam will be taken to the column. What does it indicate? The column will not allow the beam to come down, so it will give a upward resistance, and it will not allow the beam to rotate also. It will not rotate. Usually the beam will rotate like this. The beam will theta rotation will be there. So this support, if you take, it will not allow this is a column. This is the beam resting on one side on the column and another side on the wall. So this wall will not allow the column to deflect in the downward direction, and it will not allow but it will rotate. This end will, because the beam is supported on this is a hinge support, it will allow rotation. So theta is the rotation. So that's why whatever is not allowed, one is, I will number like this: 1, 2, if I take this is 3, this is 4, and this is the fixed support 5 and 6. So 1 is, it is not allowed to deflect. The column will give a upward resistance. So it is not deflect, but it will rotate. Here if you take a roller, it will allow in the horizontal direction, but we are not considering the horizontal effect here. But that is the vertically it can't come down, but it allows the rotation. Thamri Selvan, did you understand what I am telling? It is for your
Yes,
sake
ma'am.
only. Yeah. So that's why numbering.
Yes,
So the previous things you learned from them, this is a basic concept. And now you have to give the, so 2, 4 and 6. When you take this here, 2, 4 and 6 are the rotations. Rotations are free here because everything is hinged here. And the 8 is also rotation, but it's a fixed one. Fixed one. This is not allowed. That is the rotation is not allowed. So I'll rub it off. So whatever I explained is, once again I will draw. It's a fixed one. Numbering you have to give 1, 2. RGB has joined 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So 1 is not allowed, 3 is not allowed, it is restrained, 7 and 8 are restrained. So 2, 4, 6 are the degrees of freedom. It is allowed to rotate. It is free. Degrees of freedom is it is allowed to free. It is not restrained. So this should become 1, this should become 2, this becomes 3. Then 1, 1, 3, 5, 7, 8. It should become 4. This is 5. This is 6. This is 7 and 8. Let us check whether this is happening or not. Let us take in the program, this is happening or not, we'll check. First, we have to initialize the program. That what is you are going to give us, you are going to give a new ID for the displacement, new ID for identity. Like you have a name and you have an ID, like that, identity for, ID for, or what is the degree of freedom. Then you have to write n1 is equal to 0. I will tell you why n1 is equal to 0. That is something is you are going to introduce there. Initially, you will keep it as 0. This previously also we have kept the restraints. If you take this one, what we have done, this for n is equal j is equal to 1 to nt, we have taken joint restraint as 0 initially. So this is called initialization of the problem, and n1 is equal to 0 for j is equal to 1 to nt. What is the value of nd? Number of displacement. Am I correct? Previously we have seen. What is the nd? Nd value is, we have calculated here, nd is equal to ndj into nj. What is ndj? A number of degrees of for a joint, it is 2. Number of joints are 4 joints. So total of number of displacement is equal to 8. Possible. This is possible displacement. Possible displacement. So we have to check it from 1 to 8. That is, we have the possible degrees of freedom are 8, but some are restrained. What are restrained? 1, 3, 5, 7, 8 are restrained. So we have to do it, check it for 1 is to 8. 1 is to 8. It will go in increment 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. It will go. Now we'll check it as n1 is what is happening to n1. N1 is equal to n1 plus jrl of j. N1 initially it is 0. That's why I told something is there, introducing there, then you have to make it a 0, then you have to take it. Otherwise, the program will terminate here, because it will know if you are writing n1 is equal to n1 plus jrl of j, the program will get terminated. So now n1 is equal to 0. What is jrl of 1? jrl of 1. So can somebody tell me? jrl of 1 is equal to 1. Am I correct? JR already we have learned. JRL of, that is, it is restrained. 1, 3, 5 are restrained. So we have taken JRL of 1 is equal to 1. So that is equal to n1. So n1 will become, n1 is equal to 0 plus 1. That is equal to 0 plus 1. So that is equal, that will become 1. 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. Okay. Then 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. So now it will check if there is a checking. If JRL of j is equal to 0, if now j is equal to 1, am I correct? This j is equal to, it will become j become 1 to 8. So first JRL of 1, JRL of 1, then it will become JRL of 2, then it will become JRL of 3, then JRL of 4, like that. So if JRL of is equal to 0, we will check it. JRL of this, I'm coming to this line. I'm coming to this line. One by one we'll go. If JRL of, now it will become, J will become 1 to 8. So JRL of is equal to 0. Check it whether JRL of J8 is equal to 0 or not. JRL of 1 is equal to 1 is, what is JRL of 1? JRL of 1 is equal to 1. So JRL of 1 is equal to 1. So if it is 0 equal to 0, then second statement should be checked. If it is equal to 0, then you have to give a new ID. So in our case, it is not equal to 0. Am I correct? It is 1. JRL of 1 is equal to 1. So this is not true. If it is true, only double equal means it is true. If it is true, then you have to give the value new ID for that. If it is else, if it is not true, that if it is not true, then you go to this statement. If it is true, you go to the immediate statement. That is not true, because JRL of 1 is equal to 1. So if it is not true, you go to the next statement. What is the next statement? Next statement is ID of j is equal to, that is ID of Now j has become 1 because j varies from 1 to nd. So id of 1 is equal to n plus n1. What is the n1 value? N1 is equal to 1. So what is n? What is n? Already we have calculated. Am I correct? Previously we have calculated. Can somebody tell me the value of n? N is equal to number of degrees of freedom. How many degrees of freedom are there? Can somebody unmute your mic and tell me what is the value of n?
3, ma'am.
3, ma'am.
Plus, yeah, 3 plus. Now n1 is equal to n1. Just now we have calculated here. N1 is equal to 1. So it has become 4. It has become 4. So id of 1 is equal to 4. Am I correct? In my program, it should become 4. That is 1 should become 4, 3 should become 5, like that. So it is true. Now I'll move on to the second step. Second step, what is that? So this program is over. End it is over. So second step. Now j will become 2. Am I correct? It will vary from 1 to 8. It will be incremental. So now for the second step, j is equal to 2. If j is equal to n1 is equal to, what is your n1? N1 is equal to n1. The n1, it has become now 1. No. So the computer will store that one only. Initially it was 0. Now it has become 1. So n1 is equal to 1. N1 is equal to 1. N1 is equal to N1 plus JRL of 2. JRL of 2. That is N1, the previous step, it has become 1. So 1 plus, what is JRL of 2? Can you tell me, somebody can tell me JRL of 2 is equal to 0. JRL of 2 is equal to, because 1, 3, 5, 7, 8 are 1, 1, 1, because they are restrained. Other things are become 0. Last class we have seen. So JRL of 2 is equal to 0. So new n1 is equal to 1 now. New n1 is equal to 1. Now we will check. What is the check next step? One by line, 1 by 1 you have to go. If JRL of j becomes 2. If JRL of j is equal to 2, JRL of, so I'll write here. It has become 2 now. JRL of 2. What is JRL of 2 is equal to 0. JRL of that we have written. If JRL of 2 is equal to 0, it is true, no? Because JRL of 2 is, what is JRL of 2? Already we have seen. JRL of 2 is equal to 0. 2 is equal to 0. So whatever is restrained, I have taken as 1. Restrained. 1, 3, 5, 7 are restrained. 1, 3, 5, 7. 8 are restrained. So that I have taken as 1, and other things 2, 4, 6 are 0. 2, 4, 6 are 0. So JRL of 2 is equal to 0 only. JRL of 2 is equal to 0. It is true. True means you have to give a next step. Next step is this step. What is that? If it is false, you have to go directly else. If it is true, you have to go to the next step. So ID of 2. What is ID of 2 is equal to j plus n1. J is 2. J minus n1. J minus n1. What is n1 now? N1 is equal to, mu n1 is equal to 1. Am I correct? Mu n1 is equal to 1. So 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So ID of 2 has become 1. Am I correct? ID of 2 has become 1. Have you understood, or should I explain one more time? Any doubt in this one? Nikyas, did you understand, or should I write one more time?
Understood, ma'am.
Understood. What about Jagan and Kavyaris, Sweta?
Understood, ma'am.
Understood. So
Understood.
like that, yeah, everybody has understood. So like that, the loop will go. So now I explained how it has become 1 become 4 and 2 become 1. Like that, you can, this will come. So that is the way the program will work out. So can you just copy down this one and write things also? If you want, you write for the 1 and 2, ID 1 and 2, how it has become. That also you put a the bar and copy down this one and tell me. So there I have put two end. One end is for if loop and another end is for else loop. sorry. One end is for loop, for end. So this will become, it will, that is that the program will, I'll rub it off. So I have put two end. The purpose is one end is the program will go. The program will go from for 1 is equal to 8. That is end. So if it has become 8, then that program will stop here. So this is for, and this end is for if. If statement is there, then is not. So if also, if else end. This is one single statement, and this end is for the outer one. So can you just note it down? Have we finished the program? Tamariselvan, you also copy down, and remaining things will learn from them, and otherwise I'll explain. Shall I move to the next slide? Yeah. So now we are going to formulate the stiffness matrix. So if you know that one, then few more lines are there. This page and only this page. That's all. It's enough. If you learn, you should know the concept, how it is formulated. That is enough in your second unit. So member stiffness matrices. So initially I have used the term somewhere here, that is SSFF of n comma n is equal to nn. So where did I, can you tell me this SSF, not here, in the subsequent page I have used it, SSFF. So this word, whenever I am introducing some new term, it should initially appear. And here also I have used SST of n comma n is equal to, here I have used. So that term also should be there initially. So I have taken that term is equal to 0. So now I am moving on to the formulation of members. So how many members are there? 4 members, am I correct? So the program will go up to for, and there is one for loop. So this for will end here only. That is this for will end. It will also, this end is not for this. It will go down, and this for loop will be ending here. Ending here. This is the last step. Last step it will end. So this here it will end. So some more for loops are there. So that also should be done. So first, I told you in the class now, that is you have to calculate 3 values. You have to calculate the 3 values. That is 12 EI by L cube, 12 EI by L cube, then 6 EI by L square, then 4EI by L, then 2EI by L. So these are the four quantities you have to calculate. So when you are calculating 12EI by L cube, how to write 12 into EI value I have represented by Zi of 5. So you might have, if you want to refresh, I'll go there. Here we have noted. So EI value, E I have taken as 1. So I have taken as Zi of 1. So 27,000 is for the first member. So EI of into E I have taken as 1 because EI value is given as 57,000. That I have taken as Zi of I is I into E. This is 57,000 and this is 1. So totally I will get 50, EI will be equal to 57,000. So that I have calculated by L cube. How to put L cube? Length of the member we have taken. Finally, what is the notation we have used for calculating the length of the member? Length of the member is EL of 5. EL of 5. That's the length of the member. So, length of the member I have taken by this notation. EL into cube. Cube you have to put as this like this. Sorry, not here. 3. 1 minute. Okay. So this I have written Sm is equal to L cube. Then Sm2 I have taken 6EI by L square as Sm2. I have taken 4EI by L as Sm3 and 2EI by L as Sm4. So these are things you have to calculate. So what is the stiffness matrix for the beam element? Can you only the stiffness matrix will be differing in this program for the beam and the what is that frame. So Porter frame, if you ask also the same procedure, but in that if it's a beam, if it's a Porter frame means you have to add one more term AE by L. That's all. So 5 terms are there, but here in the beam only you will have 4. So can you tell me the stiffness matrix? 12 EI by L cube, 6 EI by L square minus 12 EI by L cube. Then the last value, can you somebody tell me? 6 EI by, is it minus or plus?
Plus E square, L square.
Plus 1.
Plus, okay. So what I've written is, this is number 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will become, here it will become 6EA by L square. So this alone I will explain. Then this is I think 4EA by L. This is minus, is it minus?
Yes, ma'am.
What I've written is correct only, no? So now this term is 1, 1. Am I correct? First row, first column. So this is the row, and this is the column. First we'll write the row, then the column. So this number, this is represented by 1, 1. First row, first column. So I am writing Sm S of 1, 1 is 12A by L cube. 12A by L cube is represented by Sm of 1. Then 1, 2. And we will complete the first row. 1, 2 is first row, second column. Second column is 6A by L square. What is the notation for 6A by L square? Sm of 2. 1, 2. That is first row. This is first row, first column. This is the first row, second column. Then we will move on to the first row, third column. First row, third column. First row, third column is minus 12A by L cube. So minus 12A by L cube means I can write very well. Either I have to write, 1, 3. 1, 3 is minus 12A by L cube. minus 20 because it is minus 20a by 2. So minus sm of sm1. So I have finished 1, 2, 3. What about the fourth one? Fourth one is 6a by L square. Again it is 6a by L square is 6a by L square is represented by second one, 6a by L square. So first row is completed. Now this is the first row. Now I will move on to the second row. Second row is 2 comma 2. I didn't start with the 2 comma 1. Why? The reason is 1 comma 2 will be equal to 2 comma 1. Am I correct? 1 comma 2. First row, second, that is 1 comma 2. What's the value? 1 comma 2 is first row. Second column is 6a by L square. What is 2 comma 1? Second row, first column, 6a by L square. So this value and this value are same. That's why I didn't take here. If you want, you can very well incorporate also. Nothing wrong in that one. SMS of 1 comma, sorry, second row. No, I'm introducing now the second row. Second row I'm moving. Second row, first column. That is equal to first column 6a by L square. 6a by L square means I have to write sm of 2. Sm of 2. If you want, you can add that also. But upper diagonal, already we have learned this under the values of this upper diagonal will be equal to the lower diagonal. So that's why I didn't calculate for sm of 1 comma 2 because 1 comma 2 will be equal to here it is 1 comma 2. 1 comma 2 will be equal to 2 comma 1. That's why I didn't take up. So I will move on to second row, second column. What is the value of second row, second column? Second row, second column is 4a by L. So I have to write 4a by L means this sm of 3. So this is over. Then this is for the second row. Then the second row, third column is, this is the third column. No, second row, third column. Third column is 6a by L square. So second row, third column is 6a. 6a by L square means it is sm2. Then second row, fourth column is 2a by L. 2a by L is 4. Am I correct? sm4. This is 2ei by L. 2ei by L. So I completed the second row also. First row is over. Second row is over. Am I correct? So now I will to move on to the third row. Third row also I missed 3 comma 1 because 3 comma 1 is 1 comma 3 is here. 1 comma 3 is there. So I didn't take. Then 3 comma 2 is also there because here it is 2 comma 3 will be equal to 3 comma 2. So I missed that one. Like that I have completed. Can I just copy down up to this one? So I didn't touch upon this one. So try to copy down up to this one. If you want side by side, you write the stiffness matrix also. So that it will be easy for you to write. You will not memorize that one because already I told you to memorize only the stiffness matrix. If you finished writing, you tell me. So have you finished copying up to this one? Up to this is over? Okay. Now I told only the upper diagonal values are written. That is SMS of 1 comma 1 is there. SMS of 1 comma 2 is there. But SMS of 2 comma 1 is not there in the program. Did you check it here? If you, that is only in the stiffness matrix, I have formulated the upper diagonal. So lower diagonal values I didn't formulate. I didn't tell the computer to formulate. Now I can instruct the computer to formulate the lower diagonal matrix. How it is formulating, we'll see. For Ix is equal to 1:4. That is, it's a 4 by 4 matrix. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because it is 12A by L cube. 6A by L square, like that. It's a 12 by 12 matrix. So Ix is becoming 1 to 4, and Iy become this Ix is equal to this value Ix do 4. That is, we are going to try to formulate the lower diagonal values. So let us take for Ix is equal to 1 to 4. It will become it will go up to 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Then this will become 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first step, let us take Ix is equal to 1. Ix is equal to 1. So the outer loop will be complete. This will be calculated up to this one. That is, Ix is equal to 1. Ix is equal to 1. What is becoming Iy? Iy is equal to 1 comma 1. Iy, now the Iy will become Iy is equal to Ix. So this first step, Ix is equal to 1. Then Iy is equal to Iy also Ix is to 4. So it will become 1. Now it will calculate SMS of Iy comma Ix. SMS of Iy. What is Iy? Iy is equal to 1 comma. Iy is 1 and Ix is also 1. 1 is equal to, I'll write here, SMS of 1 comma 1 is equal to SMS of Ix comma Iy. Ix is 1, Iy is also 1. So SMS of 1 is equal to SMS. Already it is there. Now we will move on to SMS of. So it will calculate. Now it will become what is that? SMS of Iy comma SMS, and then it has to calculate one more value, SSTM. That I'll tell you. Same way it has to calculate the SSTM of Ix Iy is equal to SSM of Ix Iy. That is, yes, sir. I'll rub it up here. I is equal to, now Ix has become 1. So I have to calculate Iy is equal to, now it is my Ix 1. And because it's a loop, it will go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that it will go. So first is, it will become this loop, it will remain 1. Then up to 4. This will complete up to 4. So let us see. I was equal. So SMS of I is 1, Y is 1. That is equal to SMS of Ix is 1, comma 1. Similarly, it will take SSTM of Ix is also 1, Iy is also 1. That is equal to SMS of 1, comma 1. So this step you will be utilizing later. This step and this step you have to, this is a matrix, it has to be in the matrix form. So how will you write the matrix? If you are putting that square bracket, A of Iy, comma Iy is equal to SSTM of Ix, Iy, then it will, all the values will be stored. Otherwise the computer will take only the final value. If it is in a matrix form, it will take, now it will store, let us take SMS of 1 is equal to 3. Let us take 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16, 18. Randomly I am giving a value 19, 20, 1, 3, 4. So the computer will store, initially it has calculated SMS of 1 is equal to 3. So the computer will store this SMS of 1 is equal to SMS of 1 is equal to, it will store as 3. Then when you come to the next loop, it will store the only the immediate next value only. So if you want to have all the values to be stored in the computer, then you have to write this form. That is what I have written, square. This is a matrix form. A of Ix, comma Iy is equal to SSTM of Ix, Iy. So everything values will be, so 1, 1 will be stored, 1, 2 will be stored, 1, 3 will be stored, 1, 4 will be stored when you are giving this particular sentence, Okay, so so let us see. Now it has become, it has calculated. That is the SMS of SSTM1 is equal to, it will store the value of 1, 1 as 3. Now it has to store the value of what, let us see. Now Ix is equal to, this loop is the outer loop. This is the outer loop. So this will, the value will be done for the inner loop. Remaining, that is outer loop, there are two loop, outer loop and the inner loop. So inner loop is this one, inner. Outer is, so what will happen, outer loop will become 1, and so I should not write this, outer loop is become, and the inner loop up to 4 it will calculate. The outer loop will be 1 only, and the inner one will go up to 1, 2, 3, 4. So the outer loop is now 1, then we will calculate the next value. That is, now it will become this, I have calculated this one, SMS of 1, 1. Now I will move on to second value. So inner loop will become 2, but outer loop will remain 1 only. So the up to 1 to 4 is completed. This will be doing again, and this portion will be done again and again. So only this is over, then it will move on to the second step. That is equal to this is 2. It will become 2. So when you do like that, you can fill up all the values. That is 1, 1, then it's 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, like that. It will be filled up. So this loop is for filling up the lower triangle. So now just copy down. So initially it will become 1, and the inner loop will be completed. It will become 1. Then next step it will become 2. Then next step it will become 3. Next step it will become 4. So this is over. Now it will become, Ix will become 2. So it will become, so let us say this is first, it is 1, and the inner loop is becoming 1. So 1, 1 is stored. Then now inner loop, outer loop is 1 only. Outer loop is 1. Inner loop will become 2. That is 1, 2 will be stored. So, and this also will be stored. 2, 1 also will be stored. Like that, 1, 2 and 2, 1. Then it will become 3, 1. Then 1, 3. Everything will be stored like that. So it will go up to 4. Then the outer loop will be operated. That is x become 2. X become 2. And when you do it, you can complete. So can you just copy down? So thus what you have to understood is, you are storing all the values of the matrix. So that is upper diagonal, lower diagonal. Suppose in the value of SM of 1 only, this SMS of 1 only I have given us 3. SMS of 1 only I have given us 3. SMS of actually this is not correct. I have to give 4. It's a symmetric matrix. Sorry. This is 5, 10, 5. That is this also, like that it should be symmetrical. It's not what I have given is just an example only, but it should be symmetrical. So if you take this one, it should be symmetric. 5, 10, 5. It should be symmetrical. But then only the upper diagonal will become the lower diagonal equal. This upper diagonal and the lower diagonal will be equal. So SMS of 1, this 1 comma 2, this value 1 comma 1 I have given us 3, 1 comma 2 as I have given us 4, 1 comma 3 as I have given us 5, 1 comma 4 as I have given us 6. So it will be, the first row will be stored. Then the second, it will move on to the second row. Second row, what value I have given? Second row is 2 comma 2. 2 comma 2 is 10. So the computer will store as 10. So like that values will be stored. So it's enough if you understand the concept. Can you do it? I'll rub all these things. So finish off this lines. I'll rub it off. So this loop is, this end is for this end. Have you finished copying? Then transfer to global stiffness matrix. So the matrix is formed here. That is, up to this step, the formulation of the individual. That is where it will do for the, this step it will do for the second member also. The first member, it will store the values for the first member. That is stiffness matrix for the first member is over. Now what will happen? It will become 2. It will become 2 and it will calculate for the second member. Second member will be calculated. Like that we have 4 members because it's a continuous beam having how many members I told? 4 members are there. 1, 2, one more member is there. Right. 3 members. No, sorry. 1, 2, 3. The members are 3. So this is not there. So the number of members are 3. 1, 2, 3. So this matrix will be formulated for the first member I told you. Similarly, now if the member M becomes 2, it will be calculated for the second member. The M becomes 3, it will be calculated for the third member. It will be calculated for the third member. So like that, it will be completed. So I think this global, that is second member is over, third member is over. Now we will move on to the global stiffness matrix tomorrow because it will take time. This time is over. You are having exam also. So I will leave you. What is that? Tamari Selvan, are you able to understand something today? Tamari Selvan?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah,
Somehow I
don't
can
lose
able to understand.
some there. Yeah, you because you have missed this is the very first class. If you're understanding little bit means you are quite good. So you can learn from your friends and Jagan and Kavirasa definitely you have to help them. Okay. Tomorrow I'll ask you. After the class hours also you can come in teams and you can learn also. That is also possible. Otherwise you can over phone or something like that. You try to learn, get the notes from them, and you can learn. So we will see. Okay. With that I'll finish it up today, and tomorrow's class we will see the remaining things. How to transfer to the global stiffness matrix. Okay. So afternoon I think you have an exam.